A brand is a set of expectations, memories, and stories and relationships that, taken together, account for a consumer's decisions to choose one product or service over another. That's a quote from Seth Godin that explains exactly what we're discussing today. How to get online brand awareness for new mompreneurs. And this is something that is so important because we always rush to the product phase of everything or how we can help people, but we also have to talk about in that process how people are going to get to know us and become aware of our brands and the fact that we're available to help them. And so a way of doing that is taking actions to build your brand awareness so that people know about you, they recognize you, they'll begin to use your products and identify those products and services with your brand, and also share your brand with other people that they know. So today I'm discussing 6 ways that you can build brand awareness as a new mompreneur. Welcome back for another episode of Dreamers Den Podcast. I'm your host, Danielle Towner of DreamWork Creatives, and I help entrepreneurs build their brand awareness and online presence through web consulting, content marketing, and digital products. And I'm so excited to let you guys know about a project that I recently released. I co-authored the book, The Mompreneur Manual, with a fellow mompreneur, Chastity Parrish of Roadmap to Balance for Moms. And so this book is a guide for busy moms to help them build a balanced business and monetize their superpowers. Because we should be able to have the best of both worlds, right? So if you are a mom who wants to be an entrepreneur or a mompreneur who is trying to find more balance in your business, then this is definitely a guide that you should check out, because oftentimes we feel like we're stuck choosing between business or choosing between family, but there's a way to have both, and it's just with finding balance and time management and making sure that you leave time for you in the process. So this guide walks you through the business, the finance, the marketing, but also the balance, the self-care, and the mindset of mompreneurship. So if you check that out, let me know what you think. I would love to have a book review and know your thoughts on it, and let me know how it was helpful for you. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to tell you is that you shouldn't try to do all of these things. Like, don't rush out and try to do all of these things tomorrow. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make. I'm telling you all of these things so that you will have the opportunity and the option to pick and choose a few of them that work best for you. So you pick a couple of these things that interest you or that fit best with your niche or the industry that you're in, and then you work on mastering these things, and then maybe you can add on other things as you have time or as you have the team or the staff to be able to help you with this, and as you have the budget to be able to delegate and automate. Don't try to rush and try to do all of these things tomorrow, because that will lead to burnout. You'll be mad at yourself, you'll be mad at me, you'll be wondering why I told you all these things and they not working for me, and I'm tired and I'm mad in the process. So don't get mad at me. Just take these as your options and then pick a few of them. The foundation really of all of these things is building relationships and positioning yourself as a thought leader. And so you want to get acquainted by getting to know other moms, depending on what your niche is, and getting to know other people in your niche. The first way that you can do that is to expand your awareness and your engagement on social media. And so one way of doing that is going like to 30 or 50 accounts that are new to you, that you aren't familiar with. And this can be a combination of small, medium, and large accounts, meaning how many followers they have. And then just start in engaging with their accounts, liking, commenting, resharing some of their information, and from there you'll get acquainted with them. These are things that you should truly be interested in, because you want to make authentic connections and you want to be placing authentic comments, and people will start to reciprocate. They'll start to follow you, they start to comment and like things on your post, and that'll help you to get more attention and more awareness and get more acquainted with the people in your industry or your niche. So that's one way to do it. But you can also, with some of the people you follow, you can get acquainted with the other people who follow them and who like and comment and share their posts. Like when you see them in the comments, get to know them, get acquainted with them. And you don't have to do that by stalking them in their inbox, inboxing people and DMing to have a more intimate conversation, or more of a conversation beyond what you can do in the comments. Is fine. That's another way of building awareness. But specifically when what we're talking about for just gaining more awareness in like the comments and broadening your reach, just get acquainted with them and make authentic connections. Number 2 would be to join groups and forums and do the same type of thing. So you can join groups and forums for business, join groups and forums for moms, join groups and forums within your niche, and do the same thing that you do with expanding your reach and awareness by networking and getting acquainted with people on social media. Like I said, don't overload yourself. Just pick a few groups and look at quality over quantity, because you'll see a lot of groups with a large amount of people, and that can cause you to get lost in the shuffle or lost in the pool of people, and it may not be high quality. So a smaller group of people may be better. You just kind of have to weigh it out and see how they move in the group and what's best for you. But the important thing about that is to go there, introduce yourself, start getting acquainted, take interest in some of the things that you like, and start interacting with these people and talking to these people. Like me and a fellow mompreneur, Chandra Scott, we were just discussing, like, don't just go in a group and just post your link and talk about your product and then bounce and disappear. You want to like make authentic connections, and that'll take you further anyway. It's the same concept about that quality over quantity that I just talked about. So join groups and forums and interact, mingle, get to know people, build relationships. That's what it's all about. Number 3 is that you should get interviews on platforms that make sense for your niche. This is the podcast era. It's video podcasts, it's live stream podcasts, it's audio podcasts, it's interviews. Besides the podcast, there are interviews in written form. There are features in magazines. Like, there are tons of ways to get interviews on different platforms of all levels, large and small. And in the beginning, you may, feel like, well, how am I going to get this? Or they don't know me. So just put that out of your mind and start getting out there. Once you start making those connections, you'll see some of those opportunities come to you and see some of that out there. But there are people with, like I said, small, medium, and large followings with lots of engagement, who they're looking for people to come on their podcast, or looking for people to feature, because that's their business. And so you can sign up for this and put yourself again in front of a different audience and position yourself as a thought leader in your industry. So I mentioned audio and video podcasts in the written forms, even like radio art and even blogging and blogging platforms. They're a good way, like if you want to do a guest blog, or be on someone's blog as a guest. Those are the ways that you can get brand exposure that fits into your budget and also helps you as a new mompreneur. Number 4 is live streaming. So this is something that I just recently started doing. Live streaming is, a quick and easy way to do it. It's just like doing a video or video training, but you're doing it live, and so it gives your audience a chance to connect with you in real time. versus watching a replay and asking questions and you talking to them in the comments. They can actually chat with you or post their comments and talk to you in real time. You can even invite them to come on by video and talk to them or help them or whatever it is that you're talking about. So live streaming, you can do that on relatable, educational, informative, or entertaining topics. So some of the examples of things that you can do is you can share your behind the scenes info. You can tell your story. You can just share your true emotions. It's all about like being authentic. Talk about your journey to building this product or to developing this service that you have. Talk about, if as a mom or mompreneur, talk about the different roles that you have and how that is, whether it's a good day, a bad day, how you stay balanced and productive. All of those things, they want to know those things because they want to know you, and that's a part of building a brand and your unique brand. And being yourself, like you being yourself is solidifying and bringing awareness to your brand. So you have a chance to do all of that in real time, live streaming, and it's one of the things that is favorable on social media platforms, and it helps you to not only like build quality followers, but it also helps to bring awareness to other people that you haven't reached yet. Number 5, I would say, is to start investing in ads or influencer marketing. So let me say this. I put these in a certain order that I felt was easiest and hardest, and also the things that would take more of an investment. So I put it in that order, or things that had more moving parts, I saved them for last. So number 5, when you start investing in ads or influencer marketing, hopefully you've done one of the things before this so that you started building awareness. It helps you to convert more sales, and it helps you to build more of a budget that you can put into ads or influencer marketing, because you do need to have an ad budget for that because it costs. By that point, when you start investing in that, you also may need to invest in a course on that. And that's one of the things that I've done, because anybody can go in and set up an ad, but that's also the quickest way to flush your money down the toilet if you don't know what you're doing as far as setting up the ad and getting your images right and your copy right and targeting it to the right people. So those are some of the things that you need to work on. And so first you need to map out, if you need help with that, I would suggest you read up on it, invest in a course on it, and that would be the first part of your budget. Second would be to map out a budget that makes sense for you. You need to look at your goals and look at where you are with bringing in money, and make a budget that makes sense from there. And then the same with influencer marketing. The prices are different based on different levels. Some people, it depends on how many followers they have. It depends on the type of engagement they get. But I would suggest not just looking at, oh, they have a ton of followers, let me go get them to be my influencer. Also look at their posts and look at when they post and see like how much engagement they have, who is engaging with their post, if it fits your ideal niche or the target market that you're going after, and what are the comments saying. Like, are they empty comments? Does it look like they it's just like a comment pod that they got people to comment on? Does it look like authentic followers, or are they quality comments? Do you think that this would make sense, or based on their engagement, would it make sense to you for you to invest in having them as an influencer? And also, is their habits on social media fitting with what your goals are? Are they consistent? Do they engage? Do they take up some of these things to bring awareness to them? So that was 5, and start investing in ads or influencer marketing to help get your name out there even more. My last one, number 6, would be Pinterest marketing. And I saved that one for last because just like setting up your ads, it has a lot of moving parts to it. And there's some things that you may have to learn. Pinterest is my jam. That's one of my largest traffic sources to my website, especially my blog, to some of my products. I love Pinterest, and it's a great way for mompreneurs to bring more awareness to their business. And you can get a lot of organic exposure before even investing in ads. And I put it last also because a lot of people have it on their list to get started with Pinterest, but it's not one of the first things that they do. It probably, should be higher up on this list, but it's just not one of the first things they do because it's something that you have to learn. But if you go back down memory lane, I have a series on Pinterest marketing, whether you're watching from YouTube or whether you're listening to the audio podcast. They're both actually two different series. Like the one on YouTube actually goes through tutorials and showing you how to do different things on Pinterest, on Tailwind, which is their official partner with Pinterest marketing and Pinterest scheduling. Also, I walk you through Canva and showing you how to actually design pretty eye-catching shareable pins. So those are the things that you would find on YouTube. And then on the audio podcast, on all of the major platforms, you can find it there. That's when I will walk you through like the foundational information, the foundational steps of Pinterest and how it works. So if you want to learn Pinterest, definitely go back to my previous videos and my previous audio podcast and get that information. So let's do a recap real quick. In order for you to gain online brand awareness as a new mompreneur, you need to pick a couple of these tips that I'm giving you. You need to focus on building relationships and positioning yourself as a thought leader. And one of the things that you need to think about is getting to know other people in your niche and getting to know other moms and other mompreneurs. So number one was to expand your awareness and engagement on social media. Number two is to join groups and forums and do the same thing. Engage with people and bring more awareness. Number three was to get interviews on platforms that make sense for your niche. And then we went through audio or video podcasts, radio, live streaming platforms, blogging and blogging platforms, digital magazines. Those are just some of the options out there for you. Number four is to live stream on relatable, educational, informative, or entertaining topics. And number five was to start investing in ads or influencer marketing. And number six was to start practicing and actively doing Pinterest marketing. So those were the six that I would suggest that you choose from and start building on to bring awareness to your brand, which is the top level of that sales funnel, and which will help to fill up that sales funnel and get you narrowed down to your dream clients and get you converting sales. If you have any questions or comments about any of these things that I've gone over, I encourage you and invite you to share those comments. If you're watching from YouTube, you can post that below in the comments, your questions. If you are listening from my website, scroll down below the transcription and post your comments there. If you're listening from the Anchor platform, you can actually press the record button and ask your question there, and I'll be happy to get back with you on that. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. If you found this helpful, like, share, and subscribe. And as I always say, dream until your dreams come true.